Hi, I'm Jennifer, and welcome to my channel, Green Gypsy. Thank you for joining me on my first long-form video. We're going to be doing 3 Halloween projects, so let's get started. So for the first project, we are taking a book that I found at the Goodwill bins, and we are making it over into some spooky Halloween home decor. I'm painting the front with white paint. I'm using Fusion in raw silk here, but any white paint that you have will work. I'm painting it white because I'm going to be putting decoupage on top, and I want the decoupage paper to be bright and show it brightly. Now I'm painting the spine with black paint. I'm using Fusion and Coal Black, but any black paint that you have on hand will also work here. And I'm just taking that around to the back. And I ended up giving 2 coats of each, the white and black paint. Now I'm just using DIY liquid patina as my decoupage medium, and I'm putting a thin, even coat on the entire surface of the book. And I've already cut out my decoupage paper to size, and I'm just adding it to the front of the book and then using my hands to smooth it out and make sure that there's no bubbles under the paper. This decoupage paper is by Roycycled. And now I let the decoupage paper dry overnight, so this is the next day, and I'm just taking a sanding block and I am sanding in either a back and forth motion or a downward motion, just to make sure that I don't rip the decoupage paper, and I'm just sanding off the extra paper from around the book. And now I'm adding more black paint to the side. Just filling in the gaps, covering the white. And now I'm taking cinnamon and I'm adding it to the wet paint, and that just gives it more of a grungy look. Plus it smells really nice. And then I decided I wanted to give the book a title. So I am taking out my apothecary labels stamp from IOD. Now this is the first time I've used the stamp, so I'm just sanding it there so it gives it a little bit of tooth so it holds the ink well. And I am pulling off the letters to spell out phrenology as the title of the book. And then I need 2 O's to spell out that word, and I only have 1. So you'll see that I leave a space. I think I use a Q in there just for a space holder, and then I take it out before I stamp it. And I took that little space holder out, and now I'm going to put on the IOD permanent ink in black. And those letters are on a thin mount. That makes it easier to stamp the word out. And I'm just rubbing the extra ink off with a baby wipe so I don't get it on the project. Now I'm holding the stamp down with one hand and I'm pressing in with the other hand, never letting go of the stamp entirely. And now I'm going to go back in with the second O, and I'm just going to add it. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the spine of the book, but I want this to be in gold. So I am using DIY's golden ticket, and I'm painting the little letters, and then I'm just going to stamp it on. And I'm just holding down the stamp and pressing the letters in. Now the pH didn't come out as dark as I wanted, so I just reapplied the stamp over those letters. And the P ended up having a tail on it that I didn't like, so later on I just went over it with black paint and covered that up. And now I'm adding the extra O. And there you go, phrenology. And here's our finished project. I love how it turned out. Let me know in the comments how you like it. In project 2, we're going to be making some little friendly ghosts. I picked out some coordinating floral wallpaper from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to use that in the background. Right now I'm just painting the edge of the frame with black paint, and I'm going to stamp the back of that wallpaper, the side that I'm not using, so I can make a little template to cut out to fit inside that frame. Now that I know this fits down inside that frame, I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to cut out the other 2 papers. And now I'm using Debi's DIY liquid patina to paint inside that frame, and I'm going to just lay that wallpaper down on top of that to attach it to the frame. And then this paper is really thick, so it kind of started curling up. And I ended up taking the little bowl of cinnamon and putting it on top to make it lay down until it dries on that liquid patina. Now I didn't like the little twine hanger that was on these frames. I didn't think it went with the project, so here I'm just cutting it off. There's still like an alligator tag on the back so that it can be hung. And now I'm taking cheesecloth, and I was showing you there the difference in color because I quickly dyed it with some coffee to kind of give it a little off-white tint. And I am mixing Mod Podge with water, a very watery mix. And then I'm just gonna dip the cheesecloth into the Mod Podge mixture, and then I'm gonna wring the liquid out. Squeeze the liquid out. And then I'm just gonna lay it down in my frame, and I'm gonna shape it how I want it to be shaped. I'm gonna try and make like a little head and a little arm. And then I want it to drape nicely at the bottom. So I just, work with it until I get it how I want it. And then I'm gonna take some more Mod Podge and I'm gonna put it on the bottom and on the top. I'm smoothing out the face so when I paint the eyes on, it'll be easier to paint the eyes on. And now I'm just gonna paint on some cute little ghost eyes. I'm just using Fusion paint in coal black, but any black paint that you have should work. I started off small with the eyes, and then if I wanted to make them larger, I did. I just kept going over them until I got them how I liked them. And now I'm taking Mod Podge and I am just gluing on some little dried flowers to these friendly ghosts. These dried flowers I got from Amazon. They're baby's breath flowers. And I use them in so many projects. And then I decided I wanted to put a little velvet black hanger on the back, so I'm just hot gluing a piece of ribbon to the frame. And there you go. Cute little friendly ghosts. Let me know what you think of the project. Now for project 3, we're going to do another decoupage project. This time it's on a wooden plaque that I got from Michael's, and I'm just painting it white because I want the decoupage paper to show up bright on the plaque. This is Fusion in raw silk again, but any white paint that you have will work. Now I'm just following the edge of the frame with my finger so I know where to cut out the decoupage paper. This is actually rice paper. This is by Decoupage Queen. It's a thick paper, a thick decoupage paper. Now I'm just adding liquid patina in a thin, even coat. You can use Mod Podge if that's what you have. Just use what you have on hand. I like Debi's liquid patina the best because I think it's just thinner than Mod Podge. And it's just easier to work with. I'm laying down the decoupage paper and I'm just smoothing it out with my hands. Now I'm adding liquid patina to the top of the decoupage paper. I let it dry overnight and I'm going back in and I'm just sanding the sides to remove the excess decoupage paper. This paper was really thick, so it was a lot to sand. I'm just going in a downward motion or a back and forth motion, being careful not to rip the paper. And when it gets thin enough that I'm just kind of peeling it off the side. Now I'm painting the edge of the frame in black paint. I'm using Fusion and Cold Black again, but any black paint you have will work here. Now I wanted to give it a little white texture. I'm using white decrepit dust, and I'm just taking my finger and I'm putting the decrepit dust in the wet paint. And I'm going to do that all around the edge of the frame. Okay, and then I just wanted to add a little extra to it. So I took some gold wax and I just used my finger and I'm going around the edges of the frame. And then this project is going to be done. Let me know what you think of the projects in the comments and let me know which one is your favorite. And thank you so much for watching this video.